What is up, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and in this one, we're going to be talking about Tom Brady's most recent move, and is a move that makes New England Patriots fans that more uncertain about what his future is with the Patriots. So for those of you who already have not heard the news, Tom Brady and his wife and his kids have all gotten up and moved from their home in Boston, Massachusetts, all the way to Connecticut, which from reports is about 3 hours away from Gillette Stadium. If you guys remember, this goes back all the way to about last offseason when Tom Brady and his wife put their house up for sale, and it now officially is official. They're moved out. They are no longer in a Boston home. Now, the whole moving out thing, the whole getting a new house 3 hours away from Gillette Stadium, of course, is a very questionable move here by Tom Brady and his family, but at the same time, guys, it's just the offseason, okay? Tom Brady doesn't go to OTAs. He'll go to minicamp when it's mandatory, but that's not till about June. And a lot could happen up until then, up until training camp, up until the regular season. So for all we know, a month later, Tom Brady could find another house closer to Gillette Stadium. What I also found interesting is that former Patriot Willie McGinnis said that, and he said this with confidence, that it does not matter where Brady and his family and his wife, it doesn't matter where they live, because to him, distance doesn't matter for Tom Brady's future with the Patriots. And I thought this was very interesting in the fact that, well, okay, if he lives in Connecticut where they're currently stationed, where they're currently living, is he going to make that commute daily to Gillette Stadium? I mean, 3-hour drive there and back is not a fun time, and I think even Tom Brady is to know that, especially for a guy that wants to have more family time if he is to come back to football. But him selling his house officially and moving to Connecticut, it's not exactly new news. We knew about this. It's just official now. The bigger part about this that shocks me is that Tom Brady has cleaned out his suite in Gillette Stadium. And according to reports, some people feel that are close to the situation that it's been cleaned out in a way that it's never been cleaned out before. Now, I would definitely take this with a grain of salt. It's media. You know how media can react. I mean, for all we know, this could be a situation where, Tom Brady had to clean out his suite for some reason. So you never know exactly what the reasons are or what the situation's for. But, of course, it is a little bit intriguing that he sells his home or puts his home up for sale last summer. A year later, of course, when he's set to become a free agent, he finally sells his house, moves to Connecticut, 3 hours away from Gillette Stadium. He opts out of that contract and now cleans out his suite in Gillette Stadium. Of course, from the outside looking in, really from any perspective to the situation, it doesn't look good, okay? If you were to look at any situation that has relevance to this situation, you would probably think, okay, yeah, that doesn't look good. They're probably not going back to that team. And what I mean by that is, okay, let's look at Drew Brees. If Drew Brees was to do this, coming off of a season where he was super frustrated, probably the most frustrated he's ever been, had one of the worst seasons in his entire career, and then he does this, a lot of people would be thinking that, all right, Drew Brees is probably not going back to the Saints. But what I will say is that I believe that the, former Chargers quarterback, because he's actually set to be a free agent now, but Phillip Rivers actually made a pretty decent commute when he was playing with the Chargers. So could it be potentially something that Brady does? Yeah. Would it be a little weird? Would it be a little un-Tom Brady and family-like? Yeah. But what I will say, guys, is free agency has not officially started. We may not figure out what this means, what, him cleaning out his suite, what him moving 3 hours away from Gillette Stadium means, until free agency is to start. And I think that even if Tom Brady decides to retire, which he said he wasn't, but you never know, or if he decides to go play with another team, I think there's way too much respect there between him and the organization. There's too much history. Him and Robert Kraft, him and Bill Belichick. This is where his career is, where his career started. The Patriots are the reason Tom Brady is Tom Brady. And I don't think he would pull a Rob Gronkowski and purposely hurt the team going forward. So my big, final, in a nutshell statement for all the Pats fans out there worrying, take everything with a grain of salt. It's okay to analyze it, but take it with a grain of salt, especially things that you're hearing media-wise about the situation, because the media always has their way of twisting things in order to get, more looks and more people listening into them. As a Pats fan that you can trust, I'm telling you guys, just wait to see how things play out. Okay, sadly, Tom Brady is the only one that knows what's going on, what he's doing, what the plan is. So it doesn't matter if you hear it from anybody in the media. I don't care if you hear it from a former Patriot, or I don't care if you hear it from a current Patriot. Until it comes out of Tom Brady's mouth, I wouldn't take it so serious. But that's going to be it for this video. What are your guys' thoughts on Tom Brady selling his home in Boston, Massachusetts, moving to Connecticut 3 hours away from Gillette Stadium, and cleaning out his suite in Gillette? Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think is Brady's fate? Let me know that in the comments below also, and like this video and subscribe if you have not already. A lot more videos are coming, and you guys are not going to want to miss the videos when the news drops, because we're around that time, guys, where news is going to start flying out, and it's going to be random. And I really try to get these videos out as soon as possible, and I think for the most part, I'm pretty good at that. That's something that you guys yourself have praised this channel for. So I promise you're going to want to subscribe and have those post notifications on so that you get notified when I post. You're not going to want to miss any crazy news. But other than that, I'll catch you guys in my next video.